Hi, this is Luke Ziff from Crocker Farm Auction. I'm here with one of the most important stoneware vessels in our fall 2021 stoneware and redware auction. So as you can see, it's a large ovoid jar, about 8 gallons in capacity, has this thick rim at the top, tab handles highlighted in cobalt oxide, large brushed Federal Eagle motif complete with shield and arrows above the large brush date 1832. But what really makes this jar extremely important is the maker's mark, Boonville, at the top. So really what most people understand about Boonville, Missouri stoneware production is the later ware made during the heyday of production at the Vollrath Pottery, Jaglin Pottery. Really it's mostly post-Civil War production of storage vessels, but then also novelty type stoneware, figural type vessels made, influenced by the Anna Pottery in Anna, Illinois. We sold an outstanding snake jug in our last auction that was made during this period of production. But really, I think people don't understand the type of stoneware made in Boonville at the start of production. So the earliest documentary evidence of stoneware being made in Boonville is an 1833 ad by Marcus Williams listing the type of vessels that he was making at his established factory. And so I think probably this jar, dated 1832, made in such just a showy way, made to command attention, was probably made like right at the start of the Marcus Williams pottery in Boonville, Missouri in 1832. So Marcus Williams, there isn't a ton known about him, but what is known is extremely interesting. So he's from Rockbridge County, Virginia. And if you know the stoneware that was made there, it was made influenced by John Morgan of Manhattan. So he came down, I think, around 1810 and made some beautiful, really some of the finest Shenandoah Valley pottery was made during that period of John Morgan in Rockbridge, Virginia. I think that's what influenced and taught Marcus Williams the potter's craft. Interestingly enough, there are a couple examples of Morgan Rockbridge stoneware bearing Federal Eagle motifs, so that might be what was influencing Marcus Williams to make this piece. But anyway, he arrived in Boonville, Missouri, probably right around 1832, like early 1830s, and had a successful pottery there until early 1840s. And actually he was the mayor of Boonville, Missouri. But then he kind of fell out with some people in town, and he actually went out to California during the gold rush, around 1849. And the last we hear of him, he was awarded a prize for making pottery in San Jose, California. So this example really is an awesome document of frontier stoneware and really a frontier manufacturer in Marcus Williams that started in the East in Virginia, ended up in the Midwest in Missouri, and then he eventually went all the way to California, spreading the knowledge of stoneware that actually came from the Garden of Eden of stoneware production of Manhattan. So it's really a cool piece, and honestly, it's akin to archaeological evidence that it's just a surviving lone example that I think could really help us attribute what was made in early Missouri stoneware production, early Western Missouri in Boonville. It's an extremely important example. It survives in exquisite condition. It was made by Williams to show the type of quality stoneware that he could produce in a new town, a new stoneware center. It was made to command attention in its day, and it still does that today. We're thrilled to offer it in our fall 2021 Stoneware and Redware auction.